I think about the resilience of these my folks, how they survived with the work and the labor.
Reverend Natalie Conway is the deacon at the Memorial Episcopal Church in Bolton Hill. But on this day, she recounted finding out that her great-great-grandmother, Harriet Cromwell, was enslaved here at the Hampton National Historic Site, formerly Hampton Plantation in Towson, off of Delaney Valley Road.
They called her Hattie, and when she was manumitted in 1828, she had a one-year-old son with her who was able to go with her. Anyone 2 and up had to stay here.
Anyone up to age 35, in other words, those who could work. Conway learned of her family connection to the plantation 2 years ago while she and her brother were looking into their genealogy. They found out members of their family, the Cromwells, were among the 450 slaves that worked this plantation. That led to an aha moment.
And I had been sitting in the back of the church on one of the pews that if I looked up I could see the plaques. And the plaques were dedicated to Charles Ridgely Howard. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Charles Ridgely Howard was the founding rector of Memorial. His mother, Sophia Go Ridgely, was born here, as was Charles. Sophia married James Howard, and they lived here at Hampton Plantation.
Sophia gave a gift of $5,000 to build the church. The Reverend Gray Maggiano is the rector of Memorial. He asked Conway to tell her story to the congregation.
I encouraged her to help to tell this story because it was going to be the thing that was really going to drive a lot of change, not only with our church, but in the diocese and maybe in the city.
Conway opened up to the church. She and members of the congregation held a healing ceremony at the Hampton site. And later, the church leadership and members talked about what used to hang here in the back of the church. In June of 2020, the decision was made to remove those plaques honoring Charles Ridgely Howard. Conway says it was unanimous. They had to go.
You have to keep the history, but I don't think the history of what was done here should be in a place of peace.
The plaques have been placed outside of the church, but the scars of the past remain. Memorial is now taking a close look at its own history. It has started a 5-year reparations initiative committing $100,000 a year.
And that is going to focus particularly on organizations and individuals that are doing work in 4 areas in West Baltimore in our zip code where we have been responsible for harm.
Conway is active in making that happen. Still, she is in awe that she drove past this plantation for years, and it was her faith that finally brought her face to face with her past.
I want to picture folks, and what they were doing and how they were doing it.
In Towson, Lisa Robinson, WBAL TV 11 News.